There, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, round 7. Yes, this is her 7th time doing it. 30 days full of sketches and full of inspiration, and there is a place for you guys to share in Facebook, and hopefully you get a lot of inspiration from all of this. So I am starting out with these 2 photos of my daughter and my grandson, and they are at one of our local, it's a park and zoo. It has small animals and a park area with small little kid amusement rides. And they are doing this dino dig. So it's got a big cement dinosaur buried in sand, and the kids can go in there and act like they're archaeologists and dig. And so that's what he is doing with his mama, and they are just having a good time. And we don't have as many photos of her with him. Well, there are photos of her with him, but because she's usually the one taking the photos, we don't get as many of her with him. So on this particular day, I was with them, and I took a lot of photos of her and him playing together, and so that was a lot of fun. And so I'm just documenting that. So I basically took this sketch that we're using, and that sketch is from Pagemaps, and I am flipping it. I'm just flipping it horizontally so that my 3x4 vertical is on the right rather than the left. And I'm playing with a bunch of paper from Shamel, and if you know my channel, or you know me and you watch my channel, you probably know that I use a lot of Shamel products for his albums. I have ventured out and stopped using solely Shamel products, just because I know eventually I'm going to run out since she's not really designing right now. So I have ventured out and started using some other things as well, but for the most part, that is the first thing I usually go to, is my box of Shamel papers, because my daughter really loves, well, she saw a box of crayons on my desk when she was expecting, and she said, "Use that, Mom, use that," and so it just kind of grew from there. And her collections have been perfect for his album, so that's what I went with. So I threw that pink piece of paper in there, just trying to decide if I wanted to use it or not. I don't end up using it. I end up using this piece of packaging from, I believe that's from Field Trip. I believe most of these papers are from Field Trip. The blue ledger is definitely not from Field Trip. That is from Sparkle City, I believe, but the rest of the papers so far are from Field Trip. And I'm using that packaging because it has the lines on it as well, and it still has dinosaurs, so, you know, let's just put it to good use. And then I'm going to layer up that green. I decided to make the little paper that has the dinosaur footprints. I needed that to be a little bit wider than I had originally cut it, so I recut it. And then I'm using black, actually I'm not using black soot because I'm not at home. I am scrapbooking away from home at the moment, and I am using my Prima chalk inkers, and that's what that little blue inker was. And I think it's called some like Old Pavement or something like that, but it's basically black. So I'm edging everything in black. I want everything to kind of have that black edge so everything kind of pops off the page. And you can see a little gap between the green and the turquoise there. I definitely don't want that gap there. I want them layered. And this particular little piece, I didn't need it to be straight on the right hand side because it is getting covered with that packaging, and you're never going to know that there's a gap between those 2 pieces of turquoise. So I'm using scraps out of the scrap bin of Shamel papers rather than cutting into any of the 12x12 stuff that I have right now, basically because you know, if I can use the scraps, I'd rather use those up first and save the full sheets. Oh, that's so funny. That little dinosaur in the bottom corner, when I put the skull down, it looks like it's part of the dinosaur that is on the black paper. I didn't even realize that until right this second. but it's not going to stay like that. I'm going to use these dies that I have, and I'm going to use my little sidekick, and I'm going to cut those papers. I'm going to cut a green one. I'm going to cut 2 of those teal ones. Actually, I'm cutting 3 of the teal ones because I cut one in the opposite direction where the lines would be vertical instead of horizontal, and then I recut it because I didn't like how it looked. So I don't know if I cut that out or if I left that in, but I do recut it. And I did cut one out of the smaller die, but I end up using, I don't remember if I used the smaller die for the top one or not. I think I do use the smaller one, but I use the 2 larger dies for the pieces that are on the diagonal there, and then I am going to end up using one right at the top of the page, and I like how that looks. And using your dies, like putting them on the paper like that to kind of get a visual of what it's going to look like, is very helpful. So if you're not really sure of the placement or the size, put the dies right on the paper and let that help you make the decision. I am on my like 5th or 6th voiceover for the day, and my voice is kind of going and I'm losing my words, so I apologize for that. I am even inking up these little skeleton heads, and I am going to pop those guys up onto some foam. That green dinosaur in the middle there, he's not going to stay there. I kind of, when I'm not really sure, I will just set something in its place and move on to something else and see if I like it when I come back to it. And I did not really like it when I came back to it, so he's not going to stay there. He does look cute as I'm looking at it right now, but I knew I also wanted to leave some of that spot open for journaling, so so yeah, he doesn't make the cut, unfortunately. Oh, I did not show you that I cut out that small one going the opposite direction, but now you know because I've told you. So let me just tell you a little bit about Christy's Beautiful Life and this 30 Days of Sketches. She does have a Facebook group, and I will try to put a link to that below where you can post the things that you make, and you can find a whole bunch of inspiration there as well, and you can follow along with those sketches. And there are people playing along all month with her. I am trying to play along all month. This particular day is day 5, and I know I have the first, I don't know, 6 or 7 done already, and so hopefully I will be able to continue and keep up with her. But so keep coming back to my channel and checking it out and see if there's more inspiration there for you. There should be, because I have plenty of time to create these layouts and get them loaded before March, before the day that they're due. Let's just put it that way. So there's going to be a lot of other people playing along as well, and all of those channels are linked down below in my description box. So check them out there, and check out Christy's channel for sure, because she definitely has inspiration every day for you. I am putting these little phrase stickers on to bring those colors into the opposite areas. That one down in the bottom corner, it needed, pardon me, it needed the darker color, so it's going to end up with the darker color, and at least I believe I put the darker color down there. And then the green, I believe, that says learn. So I think I'm going to swap that with the learn. We will see here what I actually do. See if I remember. But yeah, I am trying to bring in other colors. Yes, I absolutely did. I remembered what I did. So that green, I brought it up to the top because it already kind of has that darker blue on the big spines of the, I want to say that's a Stegosaurus, but don't quote me on that. So it has the darker blue. We have the teal in the Stegosaurus and in the background paper, so it needed that green up there, so that's why I brought the green up there. And then the one in the bottom, on the bottom, needed the dark blue. Actually, it didn't really have to have either. It could go either way because it has that dark blue paper behind it and it has the green paper behind it, so all of the colors are represented down there already. But the top one definitely needed some green represented. And then I had a hard time using these, I don't even know what they're called. They're not holographic. They're like those things that you move them one way. It looks like the animal is moving in them. So I'm not exactly sure what those are called, but I had a hard time using them because of the shape of them is so rectangular, and I didn't want to layer things on top of them. But I did manage to get 2 onto my page, and I really like how they look. I like the pterodactyl, and I like the T-Rex. And then my title is just Dino Dig. I made those fit into that little space there by changing up which alpha I was using. And then I'm adding some black enamel dots. And that's pretty much going to do it for this layout. Close-ups are coming up in just a moment. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.